Privacy is something all people can appreciate, and as nurses, we have access to very sensitive, private information about our patients. So today, I'm going to be discussing privacy concerns that we face in the workplace and in patient care. Just as nursing informatics is a specialty, there are special legal and ethical issues that are specific to this area of our practice. Just reviewing a bit of a timeline, in 1996, HIPAA was first introduced. There was a lot of legal information in there, but it was a bit difficult to understand. There wasn't a lot of bite to this law. So then flash forward to 2000 and a HIPAA privacy rule was added. And this is when people in and out of the medical field really started to pay attention and become concerned, some cases to the point of panic, about what this meant. People were paying attention. Flash forward again, 10 years from when HIPAA was first released, but some facilities and practitioners still weren't really paying attention to these new regulations. Large data breaches were still happening, and the changes that they needed to implement to correct these flaws weren't getting done. So the fines were raised, enforcement got really serious, and things started to change. In 2009, the HITECH Act came along. This is a great example of how healthcare and nursing catch up with the ever-changing world, especially technology. HITECH has specific rules to protect the privacy of the digital information of our patients. In 2013, HITECH got even more serious. The laws were extended to the business associates of healthcare agencies. So now not only are we held accountable for protecting our patients' digital data, so are our business partners. Yet another instance of the medical field changing and adapting to meet the changing tech world. The ANA, the American Nurses Association, has a code of ethics with a few provisions that address privacy concerns specifically. Provision 3 refers to the nurse's duty to protect patient confidentiality and privacy. Provision 5 discusses competence and continuing education. For example, keeping up to date with technology, as this enables nurses to be computer and IT literate and better able to prevent data breaches. The American Medical Informatics Association's Code of Ethics has informatics-specific guidelines. Some of these include that our patients have the right to know about electronic records, that they exist, what we do with them, who we share them with, and how they benefit our patients. We need to advocate to work and ensure confidential info is maintained according to the law. And we never disclose data, but instead we treat the patient's data with the same level of care, respect, and fairness as the patients themselves. So privacy. What are we protecting? How is it lost? How is it breached? And how can we protect it? Well, we're protecting electronic health information, which is basically everything from insurance cards to last names to your maternal grandmother's medical history. Yes, even her gout. Specifically as it relates to informatics, we're protecting digital data. But what's in that data? Well, again, everything that would be in the paper chart. Same insurance info, same last name, grandma's gout. How is this lost? How is it breached? How does this happen? Considering that some places are still transitioning from paper to electronic records, there are still papers with patient information on them. Discharge papers can get mixed up between patients, and you have a breach. If the papers aren't turned face down and another family member walks past the desk and reads them, that's a breach too. But electronic information gets stolen as well, and it's happening more and more. As technology gets more sophisticated, so do the bad guys, specifically hackers, phishers, scammers, and everybody else who's trying to attack this digital privacy. Physicians might use personal tech devices rather than facility-supplied devices, and these are not encrypted or well protected. Stolen laptops and cell phones may contain patient data. If they aren't facility distributed and protected, that's a breach. These breaches are expensive. There's lost devices, lost time, there's an investigation, lost productivity, legal costs, fines. But it's not just financial though. These breaches cost us care providers our reputation and the trust of our patients. So what can we do to protect this privacy? We can encrypt devices. We can protect hard drives. We can prevent the loss of paper charts. We can double check fax numbers before we send private covered information to the florist instead of to the gastroenterologist. We need to prevent theft of electronic devices, and if it does happen, report it immediately. Log off your computer when you're done. A simple click or a badge out can prevent somebody from reading someone else's information. We need to stay up to date with the latest and greatest privacy info. Privacy officers are a wealth of great ways to protect digital data in the workplace. There are some special legal and confidentiality issues. That includes legal issues with telehealth. If a patient and a nurse are in different states, a nurse doesn't even need a license in that other state to practice. The Nurse Licensure Compact of 1998 allows the nurse to practice interstate. This regulates the practice much like a driver's license would. As we can drive in Ohio because we're licensed here, we can also drive in PA if we follow their road laws. The same is true with nursing. Another special consideration includes implantable microchip devices. This is controversial, and basically it's an issue that never got off the ground because of the ethical and legal issues. Proponents touted the benefit of an entire patient profile being available with a scan. Perhaps it's somebody who is so hypoglycemic they're unresponsive, or maybe it's the confused wanderer from the nursing home down the street. The idea was that these patients could benefit from a quick scan of their chip. Maybe concerns about civil liberties and far-reaching government went out, and only our pets are microchipped. For now. Even wearable computing is a special topic for consideration. Our text mentions Google Glass, which are basically goggles that can be worn and record audio, video, take photos, view records, pull up lab reports, imaging, and more. But again, with this technology comes the opportunity for misuse, both accidental and intentional. So what does the future hold for informatics and high tech? Well, as tech advances, nursing will have to keep pace. Thinking back to the 5th provision of the AMA's Code of Ethics, this falls in line with competency and continuing education. Nurses are responsible to keep up with and educate ourselves not only about the latest gadgets and gizmos, but the potential privacy pitfalls that comes with them. Our duty to our patients includes protecting their privacy and honoring the confidence that they place in us. Thanks for reviewing this important aspect of nursing with me today. My references include our textbook, the AMA's Code of Ethics, and from the Journal of American Medical Informatics Association, their own Code of Ethics. Full APA citation is available within Module 7, and again, I want to thank you for joining me today.